We live in a highly competitive world, and in the past 50 years, Singapore has had to reinvent herself several times in order to stay ahead of the competition and remain competitive. So my question is, what are the key areas that Singapore should focus on in the next 10 years? Thank you.
It's very difficult to spot your niches. As I told you just now, whatever we do now, given time, the Chinese will do and do better because they've got more talent. You just see the way they've picked up IT. When I went there in the 1980s, they knew nothing about a computer. 70s, never heard of computers. 90s, they learned it. Today, they're able to make all kinds of gadgets. You've got computerized Chinese-English dictionaries, English-Chinese dictionaries. You can have programs that will read the Chinese out to you. You can get Taobao, and you highlight and you click that program and it will read the text to you. Because they're really bright. So Microsoft and many of our own IT people run R&D offices in China. And to preserve their copyright, they break up the research into 3 different parts. So one in Shanghai, one in Beijing, one in Henan, whatever it is. So they don't know who the other components are being produced by, and you retain your copyright. If you let them know when they come together, in no time at all, they are in the market competing with you. I give you an instance. A Thai businessman called Charan Popkan, the CP Group. He went to China. He took over a motorcycle factory, making military motorcycles, old-fashioned ones. Got it for a song. They told him on one condition: you do not sack the workers. He said, all right. He brought in Japanese technology, surplus workers. He made them do the field work, repairs. And he made a lot of money. 3 years later, the people who worked for him had started another one. They bought over a military motorbike factory. They got another Japanese company, and they were outselling him. So we have to bear all that in mind. So where do we retain our competitive edge? In my own analysis, they will take a long time to change the system from no protection of intellectual property rights to protection of intellectual property rights. From no rule of law, because it's the rule of whoever is the official in charge, to the rule of law. So these areas, they will not be able to compete with us. So we've gone into life sciences. So we've got the pharmaceutical companies are here. They are doing research. We are doing research. We combine with them. Will they go to China? No, because if you go to China, within 6 months, you will find what you've done is on the market as a generic product. Because they are smart, they reverse the engineering, and they get the friend who's working there and says, what do they do with this part? At what moment do you mix this? And they do it. They are very smart. But they are not going to get these technologies because they know, all those with that technology know that it will be lost. So they come here. And there will be other niches. Finally, even if they do change the society and become a rule of law. No, it's a society with two rules of law. Really no law. One law for 76 million party members and another law for all the others. So no party member can be charged. He has to be dealt with by the party. So that's why Hong Kong is still thriving, because in financial services they say, look, let's base it in Hong Kong. If there's any argument, we'll have proper courts or arbitration there, not in Shanghai. But over time, I think they will eventually get there, and then they'll become 10 times Japan, and we are still useful to Japan, we'll still be useful to them. But please remember, to be useful to them, we got to be very competent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Minister
you.
Tong.
Thank you very much, Minister Mentor Lee and Professor Koh. Our distinguished guests and our invited guests will now take their leave. Audience, please remain seated.